Okay, to thread the Singer Fashion Touch 1036 or Creative Touch Fashion Machine 1036. This machine is a wind-in-place bobbin. It is overly complicated. There is the thread spool on the back. There is a guide behind the cover on the back right here that I have to run the thread through. There's a hook on the back that you pull the thread up and across, and now you've got the thread here. You have to open this cover, and then the thread comes through the cover across these pins and then down through the tensioners right here, and it comes up through the take-up arm, and it goes back down diagonally across here, but it pops through this guide right there when it slips into that slot, and then it goes through this needle bar guide, and then it threads from front to back of the machine. It's got an automatic buttonhole lever here that is not a threader like some machines have. There. Alright. That is the machine threaded. Okay. So, the Fashion Machine 1036 has a wind-in-place bobbin. It's got the cross style drive on the bottom, and when you shift it into bobbin winding mode, which I guess that covers, it lifts this drive into the bobbin. So, in order to wind a bobbin, first we got to put a bobbin in there, and then we're going to take our thread and wind it around the clamping screw for the presser foot, and then the machine is going to plunge, and we need to set our drive in bobbin winding mode all the way over here, and it's going to pick up, and that orange, our thread comes around, and now it's supposed to stay right here and get picked up off the hook, which it did this time. But if it doesn't get picked up off the hook like it's supposed to, you can reverse the machine slightly. And it also slipped right into the slot on the bobbin, and now that it's in that slot, it's going to start winding the bobbin, and we can run the machine and you see it cut off the tail we were holding with the screw hole for the feed dogs, and it's going to load that bobbin up. As fast as we want to. Once we've got our bobbin filled up, we're going to pop. This is our sewing location. Pull our thread out, cut it in the middle, and our bobbin and our top thread are in place to sew. I should be able to just there we go, and it starts stitching again. Now the seam's really clever, and honestly, this is one of those, another bit of that smarter than the average bear thing. Too smart for its own good here on the 1036. Winding in place misses the thread a lot, so you have to watch when that thread comes around by this eye and into this finger. If you don't have it in bobbin winding mode, or it misses, it'll pull all the way around instead of loading the bobbin. And it stretches that thread across, and that thread has to be straight down here so it can slip into that slot on the bobbin to start winding the bobbin. And if it misses either of those operations, then it won't wind the bobbin. Alright, one last note. If you take the bobbin out of the 1036 Fashion Touch and reload it, you need to slip it under this finger next to the 1 in the bobbin case. And then you can set the machine for stitching, but that number 1 is the finger that has the tension under it for the bobbin.